Welcome friends. Today we are going to discuss the topic list. First, we will see what is the list. A list is a collection of comma separated value. List contain some data items or values which are separated by comma, and the list is always written in a square bracket. The important feature of the list is the items stored in the list are mutable. It means the data stored in the list can be changed. If we will move ahead, we see that there are different types of lists. A list can contain text values, characters, integers, and it can contain floating number, decimal numbers. A list can also contain different type of values. Here it is the decimal number, a string, another string, and an integer. The important feature of the list is a list can contain another list. Here are five elements in the list. One, a list, an integer, an integer, an integer. Total five elements are here in the list one. So a list can contain another list. A list can also be created from the text values. Here we are having some text, IP and CS, and using the method list, a list is created over here containing 5 characters. We can also create an empty list using list method without parameter. So there are different types of list which can be created in different ways. If we will think about those problems where we want a user input and user input and want to convert that user input to the list. There is a method eval. An eval method is here which can be used to take the user input in the form of tuple. These tuples may be converted to the list using the list method. Here is an example where a tuple t is created using eval method, and the same tuple is converted to list using the method list. The system will take the input at console. Here is the input, and when printing the t, it shows the tuple contains set of values, and after converting this t tuple t to the list, it shows the items or numbers in the form of list in square bracket. So we can take the user input to create the list. The list element. The list elements are indexed in such a manner so that each and every element can be accessed easily. These elements are arranged with forward indexing or backward indexing. In forward indexing, the indexes are given from 0 to n minus 1, Here we are having 6 elements. So the index will be 0 to 6 minus 1, that is 5. For backward indexing, the index starts from the back side, from the last element to the first element, and it starts from minus 1 to the minus n, where n is the number of element. So there are the indexes shown in this example. For the list 1, forward indexing is shown here, and the backward indexing starts from the back side of the from the last element. We can index the list element in such a manner. To access the element from the list, it is necessary to know the index value of the element. As we have already discussed, the indexes of the elements stored in the list. The same example is here, list 1, contains which is containing some values, and it is indexed forwarded and backwarded. I want to access an element 43 from the list. So what will be my statement? I will write list 1. Within the square bracket, I will write the index of this element. List 1, 2. So it will give output as 43. I can also write list minus 4, list 1 minus 4 to access the same element. The backward indexing works as same as forward indexing. But to access any element from the list, we must know the index of that element. Now we will take a look over the list elements, where we have to traverse each and every element one by one. To access each element of the list repeatedly, we have to apply the loop on the list. There are two different ways to access each element of the list. One is from indexes 0 to n minus 1. It is indexed, the list is indexed over here. So the length of the list is 6. The length of this list is 6 because it contains 6 elements. Then the loop variable I will start from 0 to the length minus 1. Length is 6, so it will run up to 6 minus 1, that is 5. When the value 0 will be taken by I, the list 1 0 will be printed over here. List 1 0 is 12. In next loop, the value of I will be 1. So list 1 1 will print as 3. If we will move forward, at the end of the loop, the value of I will be 5. List 1 5 will be 65. It will print here, and the loop will over here. This is the method to access each element of the list. There is another method to access the element of the list by list element. When we take a loop variable as x, we can give the name to this loop variable as per our choice. For x in list 1, it will traverse each element one by one, and we can perform any operation or on this variable. Print x. So x, first value of x will be 12. In next loop, the next value of x will be 3, 43. Subsequently, it will reach at the last element, print it, and loop will be over. So there are two methods to access or traverse each element of the list. Thank you.